Chloe are here together this morning. Just finished a workout, so a little messy, but we wanted to come on and talk a little bit about creativity. Do you want to say anything? Go ahead.
Hi everyone, happy 4th of July. We are going to teach you about crafty. Right, Mama?
Sure. So, hi there. What I wanted to say about creativity today is that after working in a school organization for 20 years, I can tell you that pretty much every school on the planet probably has a mission statement on their website, and the word creativity will probably appear in it. We always, as parents and educators, talk about wanting our children to be creative beings, that we want to help nurture their creativity and help them grow into creative adults. But I feel like our actions actually do the opposite of that. And the thing is, kids are born creative, and the younger a child is, the more creative they usually are. If you spend any time with toddlers, you know what a creative way they see the world. Every time they look at a cloud, they see an animal. They're always crawling on the ground and assigning feelings to bugs and creating things out of cardboard. And we all know as parents, if you've been around, as a parent, you've been around children, you know how creative children are. But here's the thing about creativity. It's messy. It's uncomfortable at times. It's disruptive sometimes. It's just not convenient, right? So a lot of times adults actually curtail creativity, and it definitely happens in school. As a teacher of 20 years in an elementary school, often, they talk about how they want kids to be independent and creative thinkers.
Is okay.
That's right. In our house, we always say getting messy is okay. It's fun. It's part of creativity, right? So in school, though, the creative thinkers, the independent thinkers, they're typically actually labeled troublemakers.
I made an 8.
Oh, see that? She just made an 8 with a hair tie. See what I'm talking about? And that's the thing. Creativity comes from just sitting and doing nothing and having a moment to actually be patient and see something unfold. And as parents, we never want to give our kids those moments.
Oh, I made a swirly 80.
Great. And we definitely don't want to be a part of it. We're always on the go. We're always rushing. And therefore, we're often rushing our kids and trying to just plug them in and get them out of our hair. Not me. That's not how I parent. But I think it is typical of our society. And I don't really blame parents for it. I just think it's just the culture that we live in.
It's hard to learn. You can make anything.
Yeah. So it's important to be conscious of it and to be aware of it so that you can stop yourself from the urge, because I get those urges all the time too. I'll be like, all right, I want to do 9 things before we leave the house. We're leaving the house at X time. I'm in a hurry. And so I don't really want to create cardboard city in the living room right now. Or the mess is starting to create anxiety in me because I'm a neat freak and I like everything clean. But I recognize those feelings when they're stirring inside of me, and whenever possible and whenever I can, I will say, okay, let's make room for this. Probably the 9 things on my to-do list really aren't that important. And speaking from a school perspective, hi there, I wanted to say that I started talking about this before. A lot of times our creative and independent thinkers are what, gets labeled as troublemakers. Why? Because to be a creative person, an independent person, a unique individual, it means you have your own ideas. You're not going with the complacent, I can't think of the words I want right now. I say them all the time. But what we're looking for in school is complacency. We're looking for compliance. We're looking for, thank you, there it is, compliance. We're looking for everyone to follow the directions, be quiet, raise your hand, go with the flow, do the problems the way you've been told to do them.
I'm a lady with a snowman pocket.
And the kids who disrupt that flow and speak up and don't want to wait their turn because they have an idea right now, they're passionate, they're excited, and they're creative, and they think of things in a different and unusual way, are considered problems, honestly. And that's why, and I was a teacher for 20 years, and I will tell you that there were times where it was problematic for me. And I recognize that those kids have a talent or a value in what they're doing, and that it's great that they're holding on to it and that they're preserving it even into their older years, because most kids lose it as soon as they start school. The fact that those kids are holding on to it is awesome. And I hope that they can maintain it all throughout, graduating school and into their adult life, because it is a skill that everyone needs and not many people have once they reach adulthood. And the adults around them are kind of curtailing it. We're squashing it down because it's disruptive. And in a school environment, when you are managing 25 children, you know, it is tough. You're on a time schedule. You have a lot of kids. You have a lot you have to do. You have to, you know, abide by certain rules and regulations. So it's a very difficult situation. But I do see it trickling down even into our homes and our homeschools, because in general, adults just aren't creative, and we just don't really have the time for it. We don't want to deal with it. We don't want the mess. We don't want to be patient. We don't want to sit still and just kind of, you know, see what's around us and observe and look at what the clouds look like and play with the ponytail holders and see what they make. But I'm encouraging you to allow it to unfold, because as I started at the beginning of this live, we're all saying, I want my child to be creative. I want my child to grow up to be a creative.
Don't be shy to let your creative mind to hold it. Don't be shy. Just let it out.
That is such a good tip, baby, because sometimes we are shy. And that is one of the reasons that as adults we curtail it, because we feel uncomfortable with it. When our kids want us to play some, you know, crazy scenario and they want us to act something out, I know we do that a lot. Sometimes you're shy to do it. Sometimes you feel a little odd, especially if you're not at home in the comfort of your house, but you're out at a park or you're in a public place. So it is important to nurture this. If we're saying this is the end goal, I want my child to hold on to their creativity, I want them to be a creative individual.
Talking about shy, you shouldn't be shy to love people.
Aww, you're so sweet. But we're always talking about how we need creative problem solving in this world more than anything else in the future. Well, how are we going to get it if we continue to curtail our children's creativity?